Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're working on a Polaris Ranger 900 XP. We're going to be replacing the coolant thermostat on it, so let's get to it. Okay, we're replacing the thermostat on a Polaris Ranger 900 2015, and we'll start out by pulling the breathers and that cover off and see how I can get access with it. So okay, here's the breather for the belt. So I took loose the clamp, which is a 1/4 inch, and lay that aside. And if you can see, right there is the thermostat. It's held on with two 10mm, and here is the thermostat. Has a little rubber seal as well. Reason why I'm replacing it is because this seal's warped on the other one. So see here. I'm going to pull all the wire and harness off and back and flip it back to where I can pull the intake plenum and the manifold and all that, because it's right underneath of it, so that's probably the best way to get to it. Alright, let's get to it. Milwaukee gloves, which are the best. I have to disconnect the fuel line as well, because it's plumbed into, the injectors are plumbed into the plenum, which like it is on everything. So what we're doing, I got all the wires pulled, and I'm going to take the intake plenum off to where I can get to the thermostat down there. I mixed it up with the front. It's been a while since I've been on one of these. So I'm going to pull all this off, and I'm going to fold it back and over the wiring harness to where I can pull this off, and I can get down there and get to it for better access, because there's going to be a ton of coolant that pours out of it, you know, simply because I hadn't drained the antifreeze, and I don't really feel like trying to drain it on the peacock of the radiator, so that's going to be the best shop for me. I'm sure there's probably an easier way to do it, but this is going to be the best way for me for the time being. So. This is a 1/4-inch snap-on, which we use it a ton. Couldn't make it without it. If y'all want some tool reviews, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to know. Because you can imagine we use a lot of tools around here. I'm going to come to this side, and I'm going to disconnect the wiring harness as well. So like I said, I can fold it back over the machine, and it makes it for a lot easier rather than trying to snake it around. So also for these connectors, when they start to be a little bit stubborn, to get disconnected, you can take WD or WD and air to soften up the mud, and then to blow the mud out of the connectors to actually press in the switch. Which usually we clean off these machines before we bring them into the garage, but it's a little cold out, and this is just something I need to get done pretty quickly, so I'll probably wash it after being done with it. So this is just something I need to get done quickly this evening, because it's actually later in the evening time, so just trying to get done as much as I can get done in a timely manner. So this is actually the wiring harness I was talking about. I just fold it over and out of the way for like the tail lights, the throttle body injectors, and all the sensors down below as well. So. There's this snap-on 1/4 inch I was telling you about. I love this thing. It makes everything so much easier, and where it's battery power, it's just a quick thing to grab and go. We've had it for probably about a year by now, and I mean, I've absolutely had no problems out of it. It uses the what are they? The 14 volt 14.4s. And yeah, I mean, I can't get enough of this electric ratchet. And we also have the 3/8. I mean, we have a lot of snap-on tools that we use, a lot of electric tools. But Milwaukee is also a really good tool as well. But we do a lot of different work on a lot of different things, so I'm going to try to post as much as I can about all the things I do. I mean, we do everything between dirt work. I mean, I bush hog. I mean, we pull motors, transmissions. I mean, we do a lot of miscellaneous things and a lot of different things. So I'm going to try to start posting more and more. I need to go with the after doing this for a couple of years, it's hard to believe how many tools it takes to just do a simple job as like this. So let's see here, we're going over. And it's just like you won't believe as much as you move in a day, because you know you got to make a million different trips to the toolbox and. I got room, so. Let's see here, on sides. Also, I got a truck that I'm going to start doing some work to. I'm going to lift it, and I'm going to put bigger tires on it. And hopefully at one point I'm going to do the Mexico mod. If you know, you know. And I'm going to do some bunch of stuff to it. It's a Ford 250, and I'm thinking about recording it. So if y'all would like me to post that, let me know. Okay, I got it out, the intake plenum. Here it is at the bottom. They are a 13 millimeter, And the best way to do it is use a boxed in, your boxed in, not a ratchet wrench, because it's too thick to get in. And put it there, and then I take a electric ratchet, and which you can use the impact or whatever. But I was trying to get by without taking the tire off. And then you got 2 clamps, a 1/4 inch and a 1/4 inch as well. And here's the wiring harness I was talking about pulling off. And you just fold it out of the way, and then you got a oil pressure sensor down there. If you can see it, the oil pressure sensor. And the best way to do it is to actually plug it up before you put the manifold back, the intake manifold, because you can't hardly get under there to unplug it and plug it back up and whatnot. So the way I done it to unplug it down there, because I couldn't hardly press it in, because let's see if I can find it. Right here, you got to press it in like that. You got to press it in. So what I do is I take a pick, a long pick, and I slip up in between there, as you can see where it's moving, and I pry it away, and it just slides off. But then here is the thermostat, which is 2 10mm bolts, and you just hold it back, and I mean, it's just really straightforward other than that. So here was the intake manifold, or plenum, or whatever you want to call it. Your injector, so you got fuel to it. You got to disconnect your fuel line and everything. It's really easy and straightforward. Okay, I got it off, and actually it's 2 8mm, not 10s, the bolt there and a bolt there. And you just take them out, loosen them up both sides even, that way it don't warp it. And here's the thermostat. It can only go one direction, so you can't really mess it up. There's the thermostat, and here's what seals it. Actually, it's rubber seal, and the seal's messed up, as you can. It's actually, the reason why it's messed up is I had to take it off beforehand, and this seals went bad in it, and I just decided to replace the seal in the thermostat. And so yeah. And I'll give another heads up as well. When you take the thermostat out, just in case, since you had this out, your oil pressure sensor, when you had that out, there's possibility, I'm not saying they are, happen, just in other words, blow it out, so that way there won't be no water possibly in it from where you took your thermostat out, and it possibly could get over to it. And blow your plugs out, blow the tips out, just for safety and double measures. And when you tighten these up, make sure you tighten them even, because you got to press that rubber seal, like I was saying like I was just saying. This is actually got to press. This has actually got to press that rubber right there, and if it ain't done equally, it can ruin the seal and it'll leak. So like I was saying, as you can see, this one, see how it has a groove in it? Well, the seal's good on the front side, but the back side where it's been sandwiched, you can see how it's been pushed real hard there, and it's flat, so that seal ain't no good. So just make sure you put it on evenly, and you won't have no problems. And it's in. And like I said, make sure you put in that, connect your oil pressure sensor, because if you don't, it's going to be a lot harder to do it. I'm not saying you won't be able to do it, but it's going to be a lot harder. So it's just easier to do it that way. It's always been for me. And make sure you lube up your boots, so that way they slide in and out better right there. You lube them up with whatever, WD, oil, motor oil, whatever you want to use. So it just makes it easier on the next man to get it out. It makes it easier to get it in, so that way you don't tear them and whatnot. They kind of got like a rib to them. As you can see, a rib or a ridge or whatever you want to call it. And that way when it tightens, it actually locks in. So see, this side has a ridge. So just makes it easier. We're taking on a test drive, see how it does. It's currently at 185 degrees, so it's warm. tools I have to put up now. I've done some welding today. I welded up that latch. I'll post in this video as well. But yeah, I got a lot of things. This is March 1st, and we got rain for about a week straight, so it's flooded pretty badly. I'm gonna try to get some drone footage of it. I mean, it's usually about 100 foot from getting up to here on a normal day, but it's rained for a while. I couldn't tell you how long it's been since we've had water like this. I mean, there's water right here at the edge of the bank, probably about 4 or 5 foot.